What's your message to your team? How do you handle what happened last Friday night? Is it a positive message? Is it fire and brimstone? How do you sort of approach a game like that?
Well, I think our players and coaches understand we've got to do a much better job, and that has been communicated and talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And all you can do after every game is go back and identify the things that have happened and that you did wrong, and that everyone is man enough to admit the mistakes we made as coaches and players. And you talk about it and communicate it, and you go out and you correct it the next day, or for us it was yesterday on Sunday, and you make sure that they understand what needs to be fixed. And as we talked about, having 5 turnovers to 0, you're not gonna win games. I mean, we're gonna have to fight and scrap to winning the turnover battle. But when you're down 5 in one game, good luck. So that has to happen. We've got to do the small things. When we found a way to win last year, we won the turnover battle. We took care of the football. We played hard-nosed and much smarter and more efficient throughout the entire game, and that helped us win against very good opponents. This year we're going to have our hands full again, and we've got to figure out a way to do the same thing, and that's something that just has to be practiced, has to be communicated. Everybody has to do their part. There can't be lapses. I do think that we got a lead, and we had some people who take too many deep breaths and relax, and that can't happen. It's got to be everybody in it, the entire game, for 4 full quarters with everything they got, with no letdown no matter what the score. And we've got to also, if we do happen to get a lead, be able to put a dagger in somebody and continue to put our foot on the gas and get it done. So a lot of things need to be better. We understand that, but at the same time, you've got to work hard to get it done. You've got to come back to work with the attitude that you're going to figure out a way, and that you don't want to have that feeling again. And then by the end of the week, you've got to get your confidence back up, so that when you take the field, you believe you can win. And you can't allow one loss to affect the next game. Even though you've got to identify things and improve, you've got to get yourself over that and ready to get your mojo ready for the next game. And that's what we have to do, because we have a great opponent coming in.
Did you get an explanation on the ruling on the incompletion there late in the fourth quarter, where it looked like almost kind of dual possession for a second, but it was ruled the incompletion?
No, I did not. I thought we picked the pass off, but I did not get an explanation.
How did Jalen Graham do?
You know what, Jalen did a very good job for his first game. He got a little nicked up during the game that he played through. I think he's a very tough, hard-nosed football player that continued to get better, and we're excited to see him improve. But I thought for a first game for a true freshman, playing basically the entire game, he did a good job.
How did George Karloftis do?
I thought George did an outstanding job. He gave us great effort. He fought his butt off the entire game. If we can get everybody to play with that effort, every single play, we'll have a much better chance of winning. And then, of course, we probably need to do some better things to give him a chance to get to the quarterback instead of just rushing around the edge. We need to mix in some games and some stunts and some things that give him the ability to rush in different ways. And I think that will help him. But as far as playing hard and giving great effort and competing the entire game, he did an outstanding job.
You had a lot of success in the first quarter, the first half, getting the ball to Rondell and Bryson. Did they change anything up there in the second half, that it was harder to get those guys the ball, maybe in the fourth?
Well, Bryson was in and out of the game with some throwing up and some stomach issues. We tried to hit him up the seam a couple more times. They did start to mix their coverages up a little bit more. They tried to disguise. They lined up a guy over Rondell a little bit more, and they lined up a guy over the tight end a little bit more as we got going in the second half. But mixed things up. They stunted and blitzed a little bit more, and they did a much better job on defense, and we were probably too conservative in the fourth quarter.
Thanks.
Just overall, the freshmen that play, kind of how do you evaluate how they held up in their first game?
Well, I think we're excited about all the true freshmen that got in the game. I think they have a bright future. The time is right now. They need to understand that we got to work hard to get them feeling confident and contributing. And But to be able to put that many out there the first game, I have not done that really ever before as much. But we need them, and they're going to have to learn fast and just continue to work hard and get their confidence up when they take the field. But I think that some of the guys have a very, very bright future here. It's just a matter of them gaining that confidence throughout the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, was, I guess, the plan to have all 5 offensive linemen play all 82 snaps going into the game? You thought you could rotate some guys. Why did you think you were unable to get some other offensive linemen in the game?
Well, I think early on when things are going well and then the line's doing an efficient job and you're moving the football and, as a coach, you sometimes say, let's stick with the hot hand. And, we would love for 5 guys to be able to play and be very good. I just think we've had some competition that we didn't know how some would hold up, and we had to have guys ready to go in. And I think if guys would have struggled early on, we would have substituted much faster. So that goes back to either being committed fully to just having a rotation no matter how things going, or having guys ready. And if things are going good, you kind of hold off. And whether it's a backup quarterback that we sometimes used to play in every game. Sometimes the games are going well. We said, hey, you know what? We're going to have the hot hand. So I think we just felt early on those 5 that we thought were our best after coming through camp were playing at a decent level, and we wanted to just continue to let them play.
Will you keep calling design run plays for quarterback Elijah Sinlar?
Well, this year we do want to at least have a threat. I think it's important that there's at least a threat of the quarterback running the football. Really, we got some good gains on the quarterback runs we called. It really wasn't much more than a quarterback draw with a lead blocker. And what you sometimes get on that is instead of, they were in the running game, their linebackers plugged the holes quick and they came downhill. And you've got to be able to meet them in the hole and knock them back, not just meet them in the hole and occupy, because then you clog the hole. So what we were getting with the quarterback draw is the linebackers were dropping, and we were getting much more space to run. And we told Elijah, hey, you run hard as you can, and then get down at the last minute, but don't not run hard, because that's when you do get hurt. I thought he did a very good job at getting us yards, and it created more space, and there were some good plays for us.
Coach, obviously down the stretch you said you wanted to be more aggressive with the pass to run ratio, play calling wise. Is that what we can expect moving forward? Were you happy with where you were at in game 1?
Well, I think in general you'd like to be as balanced as you can and have a consistent running game. But even looking back on last year, if the running game is not your strength and you need to score, you don't want to waste a whole lot of time doing things that you're not best at. So early on we had some success in the passing game, the quick little throws. Sometimes we used the little perimeter throws as our run plays, and we were able to score points. But yes, we had some run pass call that we threw the ball on quite a bit because they were giving us some easy throws on the outside. But in general, we'd like to be more consistent in the running game, take a little bit more pressure off the passing game. But yet, if we err, we want to err on giving us a chance to win by being aggressive throwing the football. And I do think Elijah sometimes gets in a better rhythm when we throw the ball a little bit more.
As far as Vanderbilt, obviously game 1 they played Georgia's a great program. What have you seen out of them? What's impressive to you about their team as a whole?
Well, I've played them before at the last place I was at. I think in general you're always going to get a very good defense. Coach Mason does a great job with that side of the ball. They're big, they're physical, they play a good style of football, a good brand. It's kind of the Stanford brand of defense, and he's always going to do a good job. They played a very talented Georgia team, and actually after the first 2 series, they held them pretty good in check. Offensively, they had their hands full going against the Georgia defense, and but they have good, talented players and some experience, and their competition they play every week is very, very good. It's the top of the line. So I know they're going to be licking their chops to come in and get us. We've got to make sure we're ready to play, and it's going to be hopefully a great football game. Our team hopefully can step up and answer the call, but it'll be a a game where we're gonna have to do the small things, in order to win. We're gonna have to win the turnover battle, we're gonna have to win on special teams, and, we're gonna have to be able to make plays when we have to and get stops when we need to.
Is that it? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.